Hi guys, it's Dark and Moon. Today I'm going to do a makeshift devlog of my current progress on my game so far. I wanted to start by showing off the model for Charlage. My biggest problem with him was trying to rig him. First, the parent with automatic weights wouldn't work, so I weight painted him myself. The first time around turned out really bad, so I had to redo it. And I actually did a decent job. I couldn't figure out how to rig the custom hair and coat bone movements, so I did give up on it because this was taking weeks to try and do. And then came trying to export it for animation, and it came up with a big ol' error. So after a few attempts with that, I made a new basic rig, re-weight painted it twice because I ended up doing the wrong bones at first, and then came to export. The same error happened. So on to plan C. I dropped the unrigged character into Mixamo and had to auto-rig it, which came out decently good. So I downloaded the animation, popped the model and animations into Godot, and then the problem was I couldn't figure out how to parent the Mixamo skeleton to the textured version of the model. So now we're putting a hold on trying to make this model playable, mostly because I need to take a break from it, and also because it's given me so many problems, and I've taken so many weeks trying to make it work, and I just can't figure it out. So making him a playable character wasn't the biggest part of this game, since you most likely won't see him too much, so it's okay to put a pause on that for now. Here for the background, I made some simple trees and just copied and scaled them around the whole base, as I mostly needed their silhouette. For some reason the trees are purple. I don't know what happened, their texture disappeared, but in the actual game they aren't purple. Here's the apartment, what its current progress looks like. I haven't gotten too far on it, and I might try and redo some things to make it look more fantasy-like, but yeah. I think it looks good so far, and it's not that big, so it'll be easy to adventure around. It definitely needs a lot more details on the inside, as it's very empty and open right now. Here is the Mixamo model dropped in there. It doesn't look good the second time around. Here he's doing a little jig, but Mixamo does have great animations, it just didn't work out at this part. Next, let's dive into my progress on Godot. So far, I just have the main menu screen and a little bit of a walk around little playable scene. I was able to make the 3D background bob around in the back of the main menu screen, which looks pretty cool. I was able to show off the model I spent weeks making in the background scene, which made me happy that came out so good. It was really easy to make, and it was a nice change from struggling so hard with everything else. Let's show off the gray box that I had to work in. Here are the splash screens. Those were also very nice and easy to throw in there. It's nice to actually have some things you can throw in there that are easy to do than just everything not working. So I have the working main menu screen, the quit button works, and the start button brings you to the first scene with the dialogue introducing you to the apartment, kind of reason you're there. The dialogue wraps up, we got a little Charlage popping up in there, and I do have a crouch function that works good. Slow movement, since you don't need to be that fast, the front is quite slow. A rough model of the heart, which is one of the interactable items. Yeah, you can walk around the whole scene. It's decently small, but there are going to be a lot of little spots to look around in for all the little interactable items to collect and gain all the dialogue for the story. And then over here, something that was a big struggle was to get interacting with an object to pop up the dialogue, which I finally got, thank goodness. And it works smoothly, and I can just plop it onto each interactable item to make it work nice. Here is just a little bit of the code I used. I did search it in Google to finally get it right, as none of the tutorials were working for me. It is very easy just to plop on an object. It works great if you have the right node set up in the corner for your object, and make sure to connect it to an Area 3D and have the right layers equipped it as well. Here's the beautiful and wonderful Dialogic, which makes the dialogue so easy to use and pop into the game, so easy to organize, and it has been like a lifesaver on time and sanity, which is amazing. I got my characters in here organized and different timelines for the different interactable objects as well. Here's an overview of the gray box scene. It's not the whole apartment I showed earlier, but it is just so I have a reference of the walk around. The setup for the splash screens for when you load the game, a nice little warning, because you always need one of those. And the failed model, tried to make him interactable. Skeleton that I couldn't parent, but that's okay. And all the errors on the bottom telling me I've done it wrong. Alright, so I did want to go over the concept of the game a little bit. So the concept is you are playing as Charlage, who has gone back to his old apartment to kind of find memories of his past, to help him feel motivated to keep looking for his friend that was taken from him years ago. You'll learn more about the lore behind this character and some other characters involved with it. And it's basically just a wandering around visual novel game. I thought it would be a fun way to do it. I feel like even though this isn't a lot of progress so far, I still have a good starting point to work everything together. I still have to work on a lot of interactable objects and talking scenes. And most importantly, I'm going to make backgrounds for the talking scenes, so it will actually look like it's bringing you back to a memory. This is all the progress I have so far, and it was kind of a short show-through, but I hope you enjoy the concept of the game. If you have any suggestions or questions, leave a comment, and if you know any helpful tutorials for a beginner, please drop a link to them in the comments, as I will really need them. Also, apologies for the crappy audio. I do not have a good microphone, and this is my first time recording my voice in a video, so sorry. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all on the dark side of the moon. Good night, y'all.
I saw you in the evening light. Moon was shining oh so bright. My heart was racing in the night. It felt like everything was alright.